Hey there YouTube, Ghost Jake here with you today. How you doing today? I'm doing good. It's that time I told you I would be back doing my movie and TV show reviews today on the 20th. I think I said Saturday or Sunday at the very latest. But today, it's finally here. The Witcher Netflix series is here. And I am going to do my review / recap, however this turns out, on episode 1. I am very excited. The episode was very, very good, in my opinion. Now, it's been a long time since I did one of these things. I actually took some notes on the show. You can actually kind of see them right here. So you probably can't see what it says, but I wanted to make sure. Now, I only watched this the one time. I'm decided I'm going to watch each episode, once. You know what I mean. I'm going to decide to watch each episode, one day at a time, probably. I might skip one day or so, but I'm planning on getting through all 8 and doing a review on all 8. Okay, now, to let you know, now let's start this review right now. Okay, first off, the Witcher Netflix series. It's based off the books, and it is not based off of the game. So, thought I should point that out right now. Okay, I'll put you back down. Anyway, now, in the first minute or so, the first minute to 2 minutes, there's action right away. Right, Geralt is you see this deer or at least you think it's a deer. Looks like a deer to me, but you see this deer drinking some water from this lake or river or swamp or wherever it's at, and then all of a sudden you see Geralt and a big splash, and you see Geralt fighting a monster. Now in the very beginning, I didn't know what it was. It looked like a giant spider type monster, as we find out, it's actually a Kekimor. I think I said that. I think I said that correct. So, and that's what he ended up killing. Okay, now, and then the poor deer got injured, and Geralt ended up killing the deer and pretty much ate the deer for breakfast or lunch. So sorry, deer. You know what I mean? So, and then all of a sudden Geralt is walking into this, after the opening credit is, you see Geralt walking into this town and going into this pub looking for the alderman, the guy who posted the Witcher contract. And the town he's in is in Blaviken. So, he's in this pub, and these people start getting in Geralt's face. And this girl, is talking to him and buys him a beer and tells those guys, pretty much to leave Geralt alone. And tells Geralt to leave this alone. Then when Geralt is done drinking beer and he's leaving the pub, he's asking for still asking for the alderman, trying to find the alderman. Then all of this sudden, this other girl named Marika, something like that. I think I, either spelled it wrong or misspelled it or something. Can't really. But anyway, she takes him. They say that she's going to the alderman, But she does. But she doesn't really go to the alderman. Sorry. But she doesn't really go to the alderman. She goes to this like sorcerer, and the sorcerer slash alchemist, thinking that Geralt, that he will buy Geralt some Kekimor because that is what he killed, for a few crowns, and then it turns out he didn't actually. And then there's an illusion, so Geralt goes, through the illusion, and he meets this guy named Strabor. I am sorry, guys. I am butchering these names, but pretty much the deal with this guy is he doesn't want to pay Geralt. He doesn't want to pay Geralt for the monster he killed. He wants, a monster killed in return. And it turns out he doesn't actually want a monster killed at all. I mean, technically he does, but he wants this girl named Renfri killed because apparently she was cursed. She was cursed under the curse of the Black Sun. Now, since, like I said, I haven't read the books, but I did play the game, and I played the DLC Blood and Wine. That is similar to Sienna. So, a little bit. So she did want her dead, right? And then Geralt, Geralt pretty much refuses. He pretty much refuses at the time because he's pretty much like, no, I'm not going to choose, between killing her and then something else. But he just doesn't want to. And then Geralt ends up getting a surprise. Geralt ends up getting a surprise. He is like collecting herbs or something, right? And all of a sudden, this girl approaches Geralt, and this girl is in fact Renfri, and so pretty much what we have here is Renfri is pretty much saying, I'm going to kill Strabor, and then she figures out Geralt asked him to kill, to kill, and then she asks Geralt to kill Strabor, but it turns out that according to Renfri, we don't know if she's telling the truth or not, but one of Strabor's followers, apparently, raped her and left her, pretty much with nothing. So we'll see where that goes. And then all of a sudden, we're at this party with Cintra, like the queen, and at this party, and we get introduced to Ciri. I didn't know it was Ciri at the time, but I think that is just me, because I wasn't really paying attention to the casting and who was casted as each character. So, and then oh, okay, that's who that is. So, and then while they're at this party, they find out that Nilfgaard is, while doing the party, the scouts comes back and reports to the queen, and they find out that Nilfgaard is pretty much in their city, from the get-go. So there is a war happening, and pretty much we start to see the war between Citra and Nilfgaard, and right, and what's happening there is we know excuse me again, we know that what's happened there, we know, the war is pretty much started between Cintra and Nilfgaard. What's happening with there is Cintra doesn't really even stand a chance. Nilfgaard is just slaughtering everybody. Just, it is just a complete rampage. And then the queen finally makes it back to the castle. And then we find out the queen is actually not Ciri's mother, but is Ciri's grandmother. I figure, I knew that because, of the games, obviously. But, for the review, I'm saying it, like that. And this woman is pretty much on her deathbed, right? And she is pretty much on her deathbed. Like, she is, everyone is beat. They pretty much lost. Nilfgaard has infiltrated the city. They're pretty much at the castle. At this point, it is just not good at all, right? And she is... pretty much talking to Ciri, saying, you need to get out of here, right? You need to get out of here right now. And you need to get out of here. And Ciri, at this point, the grandmother knows it, and this mage knows it too. And blessed to this mage, while the grandmother's on her deathbed, she is pretty much, this mage is pretty much was using his own magic to kind of repel Nilfgaard as much as he could, and then he finally gave out, and then he then died. But okay, back to what I was talking, before I get even more sidetracked. The lady, said to Ciri, you need to escape you need to escape the castle, and you need to find Geralt of Rivia. And then, she said pretty much he is your destiny, right? And then she is running to go get to find Geralt of Rivia. And she's on this horse, and then the person taking her got killed. And this is all. There's also a scene where Geralt has sex with Renfri when she found him again when she found Geralt again talking to Roach about this monster he killed. Like he said, it was outside of Kaer Morhen, and she just comes up, and then Geralt and they end up having sex. That's pretty much it. But here is the interesting thing, like afterwards, Geralt has this vision or dream or whatever you want to call it about the town and about Renfri. And so Geralt gets up and leaves his camp and goes back and leaves his camp and pretty much goes back to the city. And then he finds all of the townspeople who was in the pub of Blaviken pretty much attacking him, and then that's pretty much when it starts. That is when Geralt kills all of the people from the pub, and then after he disposes of all the people of the pub, there's a nice fight scene between Geralt and Renfri, and Geralt ends up having to kill Renfri. And Stribbur wanted to take Renfri's body back to the tower because he wanted to do an autopsy on Renfri, and pretty much Geralt said, don't touch her or I'm going to pretty much kill you too. And He did, and he ended up having to leave. He had to pretty much end up leaving when this, he had pretty much having to leave Blaviken, and then, but during that, during the in between moments of that, there's a scene where Ciri gets captured by a Nilfgaardian soldier, and right, and she uses her magic. Ciri uses her magic to escape him, pretty much, and then she runs away into the woods to find Geralt. And after Geralt, now we're back to the city while Geralt is leaving after he pretty much killed, then all the people from the pub in Blaviken. That is when he got his nickname, the Butcher of Blaviken. So that is and that's how he got it. And then that is pretty much it as far as my recap / review goes. Now, my general thoughts on the show before I end this. Now, my general thoughts on the show is, like I said at the very beginning, or like I mentioned, the Netflix series of The Witcher, I thought episode 1 was very good, right? And I don't think we saw Yennefer in this episode, but that's kind of, I'm not too, shocked about that. So we did not see her, but yeah, I thought it was very good. I'm excited to watch all the future episodes and do reviews and / recaps for you guys. So until then, until probably tomorrow or Sunday, have a great day, guys, and a wonderful time. I will see you all later. Bye.